Good morning, YouTube. Check this shirt. I've had it for a while. Say it, don't spray it. Different. Yes, I am horribly unique. Just like everyone else. Oh, the irony in that. You're going to hear my microwave go off periodically because I forgot to turn it off. And I'm making some oatmeal in the microwave. Because why not? I'm certainly not perfect. So, a lot to be said about this. Not this shirt, but the word. I'm not going to get into all the dynamics that could be said about the word different. Primarily, I want to touch on a few things that I'll touch on in future videos. Everything is always becoming different. We have the choice whether we want to just roll along with life and allow it to shape us, or whether we want to have our hands in the clay. Whether we want to wake up with intention and decide what we want to do that day, like when we were children and we popped out of bed and our eyes popped open and we're like, ooh, what am I going to play with today? When we get to look at life that way again. Where do I want to be compared to where I am now? 5, 10, 15 years from now. At best, that's kind of how we look at it as an adult, responsibility-wise, financially, practically. But emotionally, you need to take those things into account, yes, but emotionally, connection with self, with others, balance, welfare, vitality, joy. You want to recall what you had as a kid when you rolled out of bed, excited to play, to go play. What toy am I going to pull out today? What am I going to create and draw and play with and articulate? What of me is going to come out today? What am I going to learn and discover? Who am I going to run across with excitement and fervor? That's what gives the life to your life. And when we get wrapped up in mindlessly going about our life, we still become different. We get older, situations change, we change, difference happens. But we get more and more detached from ourselves, our core, that us. And so choosing to be mindful and being present and living your life with intention when you wake up in the morning puts you at the doorway to tapping into that excitement to be alive and the world as your playground, and excitement for whatever comes, and the conscious awareness to observe the differences as they happen, see the ones that you made happen, watch your life unfold, have your hands in the clay of what you're making happen. It's beautiful. Difference, as in, we're all unique and special and important, and this is true. No one has the same fingerprints. There's only one you on the planet, and it is not selfish to have healthy self-esteem. However, if you are that important, so am I. So is that guy down the street that drives you nuts because he drives his car too loud by your house. So is the clerk who's having a bad day for reasons you can't understand, who is rude to you. So is that person who bothers you at work. So is that person who you feel like you cannot relate to. It's easy when it's easy. It's harder when it's harder. When you acknowledge your own worth and value more in the correct ways, you begin to see that everyone is inherently valuable. And you begin to see that the way you dislike them is often, they say that, but you can't make the connection until you make the connection, is often a projection of the things that you dislike about yourself. 'tis true. There is some jealousy, something that you need to rid yourself of. Love yourself more, love them more. And as you are becoming different, and you are making yourself become different, because you're being mindful and setting your day with intention, you become different to others, different to yourself, a more loving and kind person. It is so rewarding. If you want joy, love, and kindness, you have to put it out to get it back. And if you are different, unique, and special, guess what? So's everybody on the planet who's ever been on the planet. And they deserve to be treated as much. And if you treat them in such a way, not in servitude, not in controlling them, but in appropriate boundaries, the whole thing reflects back and forth to itself, and it builds. And you establish your own appropriate boundaries. And the more you do these things back and forth, the more you give, the more you get. Everyone, and different and special just like everyone else. And so, becoming different, everything becomes different. Be mindful about becoming different. Everyone is different, unique and special, and worthwhile inherently, including you. Make a difference. Simply being joyful will allow you to make an immediate difference in the lives of those around you. And the more inspired you are through being happy and content and grateful for your life, things will come to you that give you an opportunity to give. Because again, we only get back what we put out. If you are giving, you will be receiving lots of giving back to you. And at minimum, in a full heart. A lot more to be said on difference. Appreciating that we don't know everything. And so difference is inherent because we only have a tiny piece of the puzzle of the universe. And you need to be open-minded to take everyone's point of view, as many points of view as you can, into the equation to grow and expand yourself. Humans thrive on difference. We thrive on variety. We thrive on growth. We are growth motivated machines, and we don't know it. And so if you are not making difference as an action, rather an occurrence that's happening to you, you feel powerless and stuck. So you have to choose and act differently and make something happen. And the more you make happen, the more you grow and expand, the better you will feel. And it never stops. And it's not a destination, and it never should be. And it shouldn't be approached with fear. If you're doing it right, and there's a million roads to the same destination, the eventual destination is whatever happens after this plane. So don't do it as trying to get to point A. Appreciate every little thing that you put out, even if it's just a thought that never comes to fruition, if it brings you in a better direction. When you feel full-hearted, when you feel magic, when you feel love, excitement, joy, truth, honesty, wisdom, all the highest, soul-fulfilling, whether you're religious or not, magic, when you feel the magic in your life, you feel like you watched a tear-jerking movie, when you know you've made the right decision, when you feel proud of yourself. All of these things tell you you're moving in the right direction. When the opposite things happen, that tells you something you did isn't working out for you. So whatever path you take to consciously choose to become different, realize that you should incorporate everyone in it, treat everyone with value, including yourself. We're all different. We are all important. Difference is not to be feared. It is to be embraced, because that is what thrives us, drives us, enlivens us, is change, including self-change, becoming different continually. And if you want to have that change that is inevitable, that difference between us that is inevitable, be a positive. Embrace the bits of knowledge that you get from others. Embrace that others offer you an insight into a life you will never lead, an experience you will never get to have personally. Each brings its own to the table. Without that, we don't have a dinner. And that through their value, those you admire and respect, you can see where you're going. And if they are valuable, you are valuable, and so are the people you may not like. You don't have to like them, you have to love them. Hard to understand, but you'll get there. And if you don't, not my business. It's your life. I love you anyway. And I forgot I'm standing up because I got some stuff on my chair. My oatmeal really wants me, and I really want my oatmeal. And you have to act differently in the direction you wish to go, and just keep going. And it may seem confusing and clumsy, and it's going to be. You formed a long time of habit. It takes a while to reprogram your brain. And if it feels strange, like you're brainwashing yourself, the world and your life experiences have been brainwashing you since the day you popped out. Wouldn't you like to be in control a little bit more in the say-so of that? And you know you're moving in your own personal right direction when it feels true, good, right. And if it doesn't, trust. Trust yourself to withstand. Trust yourself to make it to the other side. Learn confidence and optimism. Learn that you don't need to constantly feel good to feel good. Become different. Continually. Adapt. Like a chameleon. Eventually coming back to who you were when you came out, except a grown-up version. The full realization of you. Love you guys. I know this video was a little bit different, but filming ahead. Filming ahead. Gonna go have breakfast. Bye, YouTube.